Hi, this is Leah Myers of Myers Design Studio, and today I'm going to take care of my sweet little Featherweight because I took it on vacation and I'm going to film the next episode with this machine, and I thought you'd like to see how I oil it. I'm using the manual, and I'll show you the sweet little pages of the manual. And this manual was owned by a lady named Mary D. And anyway, that's kind of sweet. It is falling apart. It's really old. It's kind of an old thing. But anyway, I hope you join me on this journey of oiling the Featherweight. Okay, I've taken this cover off because it said to take the cover off. And I'm going to set it aside. Set it aside with the little screw. And I am going to start with the bottom of it. And here is the sweet little page that you can see. Straighten it up a little bit. That is the underside, and this sweet little manual is showing me where to oil and what I should do. So I'm just going to follow directions. So it said to reach the parts underneath of the bed of the machine, turn the machine over on its rear side, which I've done. Remove the thumb nut from the screw, which I've done, at the center of the large cover plate. I've done that. So apply oil to the holes and bearings indicated by the unlettered arrows, figure 26. And figure 26 means the page. Okay, so E is this one right here. So I'm going to put oil in there. E. Okay, that would be the little screw thing. So they want me to oil that too. So, and then D, where's D at? It's the gears. So I got to oil the gear. I also need to clean. I need to clean some lint out of there. So this is a good time, because if lint fell into the bottom side, you can start cleaning whatever. I don't know why lint's over here, but there are some. So, okay, I got that cleaned off, and I'm going to apply some oil to the gears. Yes, they'll be happy. D, okay, and put some oil on this little guy. It looks really oiled anyway, but I'm going to oil that. It's a little, this turns the, this turns the, what does it do? I have no idea. I know this turns the bobbin right here. This, I don't know what that does. I'm not a machine mechanic, and it says to put a little oil here. Go put a little oil there. And I have a really long neck oil applicator. And it says to put some oil here. Going to do that. Good. Some up here and there. So I did that. And one right here. Okay. And I have some little places over here to do it. So they want me to put a little bit of oil here. Okay, lots of different places over here. So on either side of that arm and inside, way inside here, they want me to put a little oil. Okay. And what's nice about mechanical machines is that you could do this yourself. Most of the machines now, okay, up here there's a screw, and it says to put oil in there, inside here. you can oil and maintain things yourself, and you don't have to always take it to a service guy, which a lot of sewers out there, if you're listening, there's a little rocker arm that needs oil there. Okay. And I think I'm done. Yep, I'm done with this part. All right, now I'm just gonna go ahead and swab a little bit of some of the grays, because it could be a little, and making sure I don't. So whenever I use these Q-tips, I will have oil on it, and then I'll smooth it down. Because you don't want the lint of the Q-tip to get on anything, but it's a good way of cleaning. I also have paper towels here. I'm just going to clean it a little, just in case. And I'll be right back, and we'll do the top side. All right, so now I'm going to start with the top of the machine. I'm going to take this little felt thing off. And there is a cute, go this way, cute little illustration right there showing, there we go, showing how to take off the cover and oil in those points. So I'm just going to follow this little manual. Oh, and I need to have the machine this direction. So it looks like I got to look at it from the back. So I'm going to take this little top off, or I don't have to take it all off, I just have to loosen it. And it looks really good in there. Boy, I'm still going to oil a little bit. And okay, oops. I'll face it towards you. Don't know if you can see inside there. Oh, there we go. See inside there. There we go. All right, so I'm going to switch hands. Hold that little piece. So it says to oil inside this little thing, this little hole. All right. And then I just walk down. Pretty much I'm oiling at every place where there is a connection inside this little hole. And right next to it, right there. So while I'm using, and on that gear right here, this little gear. Yep, and it says to even oil this little guy. Is it? Oh, actually, it's inside this little hole. Oh well, I got paper towels for that reason, right? Okay, and there's a little, okay, so I can move that over. There's a little top hole. They put little holes in where there are gears and things. And do I? Yep, I sure do. I oil right here too. Yes. And I oil, there's two, let's see. Yeah, you can kind of see them. There's two little holes here. Oil there, oil there. Good. Now I can go to the front of the machine, which the front one, front. Okay, let me see if I can tighten that up a little bit. Yep, just a little bit. Move the camera closer. Let's see if that will be close enough. There we go. That's better. Okay, so it says, oops, and I've buried my little book. So I want to, and this book's falling apart. So I want to open up this front plate right here so I can get to all these little levers, right? So I'm going to put that there so I can see it. So to take off this little plate, you just unscrew the screw and it just comes off. And there's the take-up lever. So just kind of, what a pretty plate, right? My gosh. I think people have made quilts out of that design or whatever. So I want to inspect it for lint. Where's my, because it gets linty because this is the bar, the needle bar right here. And the, take-up lever, everything's working great. And I don't really see a lot of lint or anything in this area, so that's good. So let's just give it, I'm going to give it a little bit. I see some grime right here. I'm going to clean that off. So to clean off things, I use a little bit of oil and I put it on my Q-tip. And be careful if the Q-tip lint. I twist it in my fingers like this. I see a little bit of schmutz right here on my needle bar that looks like it's out of place. It should be shiny. And there's just this black, I don't know what it is. It's just some sort of black goo. Let's see if I can scrape it off. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's much nicer. So, in fact, I want to see that whole needle bar right here. So I'm moving. Oops, I'm going to sew through the book. Let me put the book over here. Yeah, I bet you've never seen that before, right? Someone showing you how to oil a machine and then they sew through the book, right? That's great. So there's just a little, see how dirty that is? I just want to, this is not a full service for this machine and I'm just oiling it. But if you notice something that's out of place, stuff that's supposed to be shiny and isn't shiny, you can just kind of give it a little love, and you can do this yourself. I do it. I did try learning a sewing machine repair, but I didn't quite get that far with it because it scares me to take machines off. I can take covers off. There's a little bit of black smuts there too. I know that's not a moving part though. But anyway. All right, let me move that back up. Wow, that came off, whatever that was. Let's check this part too. Just because. It's supposed to move very smoothly, and if there's it's probably some old grease or something just stuck on there. So, just give it a nice clean and make sure. I'm always constantly twisting. And I just use machine oil. I don't use any solvents. Well, this is kind of a solvent, but it's gentle. Very gentle. And I hope I didn't just get my head in the shot, but I'm doing this kind of at the side. So, all right. So that looks good to me and very clean. Make sure it's clean down here. Yeah, it looks good. Okay, now I'll continue. All right, so I'm just following the diagram right here. And it says C, which is this little screw. Oh, wait. Yes, this little screw. I don't usually mess with this that much, but I'll put that oil there. And the take-up is on top. Okay, so there's a little arm there, so I gotta put it on top. So I did that. Now I gotta go on either side of this little screw thing. Right there. Yep. And inside, so I need to reach that. Okay. So on either side of this, did that. Good. Now I put a little oil on the needle bar, which I kind of did already. And on this little screw right here, sorry. Wiggling over here. Is it? Yep, okay. There. That's for the take-up lever. Just a little lubricant for that. Inside, yes, inside here, this little bar. Okay. And there's a really large screw back here, and there's just a little oil that goes on top of there. And I think I'm done. Yep, looks like it. I think I'm done with that. All right, so that's me done servicing this. Before I start sewing, I'm going to take this needle out and change it because I used it for another project. And we'll start sewing. Okay, now I've taken the needle out. I'm going to put a new one in. So I do this on every project. So if you're not changing your needles, and it depends on the project. If it's really a small project, keep that needle in. But if it's like a quilt or, you know, I've sewn a lot with this. I took this on vacation. And, oh, I've got to remember. Okay. I was just remembering which way the needle goes. Actually, I have forgotten. It looks like, let me just double check. I use a lot of different machines. So, and I did see this in the very beginning. Here it is. Okay. Flat side that direction. All right. Okay. And yes. So it's kind of nice. It's not an industrial machine because on industrial machines, you have the needle shank is flat. So it did say flat side this way. Yes. Towards the left. Put the needle up as far as it'll go, then tighten the thumb screw, which I did. Okay. And I am going to put a different foot, which I've completely lost. Oh, ouch. Had it up here. It is somewhere. Or not. Oh, it's right behind. Ha! Right behind. Okay. This is like a little foot that has lines in it. I don't know if you can see it. If not, I'll take a picture and put it up big out there so you can see it. I like this one, but I need the quarter inch measurement. And I can kind of get the foot on sometimes, but most of the time I just take the screw off. And then put the foot back on. So yeah, so changing the needle, I know there are some people out there that don't, but it's hard on your machine, I think. And then I'll just rethread it and start sewing. Let's give this a test run, see how it did. I get my thread stand. Made a mess of the thread too. Oh, come on. Woo. Straighten up this thread here. Okay. All right, I'm just gonna, where's my scissors at? All right, I'm gonna just clip that thread. Once I locate my, oh, there. Oh, there. Let's just start over here. Since I decided to make a thread nest in the thread stand. I like using thread stands. I use it for pretty much every project. So it won't, I'm going to angle it this way so it doesn't jump off that little top hook. And make sure I have my thread in between the tension discs. And the Featherweight's pretty straightforward as far as threading. And you floss it through that little hole. Floss it through that little bar. And then if the shank is, see the scarf is Oh, wait. Yeah, it has to be that way because that's the front of the needle, so it has to go this way. So the thread should go through this little channel. Just making sure. Yep. Through this channel. There we go. And Bob's your uncle. That looks good to me. Okay, and I also have to put the bobbin in. That's important. Bobbins. I was oiling it, so I took the bobbin out. I'm making a mess out of this too. I'm going to clip that thread. I have gotten this caught on something in here. There we go. Be gentle. So the little featherweight bobbin, it's really kind of a narrow looking thing, but the bobbin itself is really wide and big. And so, okay, yeah. And I'm just looking at the instructions. It says to have the thread going this way. I always check that too. And pull it through the tension. And I just give it a little pull, make sure. It's just a little pull. Yes, my sweet Palm is, every now and then you'll hear her in my videos. She thinks it's time to eat, but it's not. But she's awake. So, you know, she's an old lady. She's 16. And all right, so now I'm going to pull the thread up, hand turn it. Pull the thread. I'll use this little screwdriver. Pull the bobbin thread. Somehow, okay, that didn't work out. Oh, all right, just one more time. Clean up the thread. Pull up the bobbin thread, please. Please come up. There we go. And I like to do a test though after so I'm sure everything is right, and I pretty much test sew with the type of fabric that I'm going to be using. So I'm going to be using the, okay, I can tighten up this shot a little bit. Yeah, I'll move this over so you can see a little better and make sure this thread is not touching the wheel in any way. And let's see, will it go any tighter? Nope. Yes. All right, so now I'm going to do a little bit of a test sew. I know it's still kind of far, but, and cross our fingers, right? See if we got it all done. And I also, it also helps to have the stitch going in the forward direction. Move the stitch thing. Oh, wow. Yes. Needs just to be a little tighter. But after you've, oh, that looks good. After you've oiled it, you might want to just run it a little bit. Oh, yeah, that's perfect. Just a little too tight. There we go. You want to run it a little bit so that the oil has a chance to move into place. All right. Let's do one more. Sounds super quiet. Oh, I love that machine. I just love these little featherweights. So with our next project, the Dahlia, I'm calling it the Amazing Dahlia. We're going to use this little guy because I love it. Bring this one out again and start making that dahlia. I think that the reason why I chose this one for this episode, and you can use any machine you have. I'm just I love this little guy, so I'm going to use it. But reason why I chose this machine is that I'm going to be doing a lot of curves and small intricate sewing. So I wanted to bring this machine out and use it, and we're going to get started with that Dahlia quilt. I've got the pattern already up, so if you want to go download the pattern and start cutting if you like the pieces. And yes, you're going to have to use a template because it's all, but just take your time. Do one, cut one piece at a time. So, with the templates so that you're sure that it's exactly the same every time. And I'll see you then. And thank you for watching. And please like and subscribe. I really appreciate appreciate you being here. Oh man. I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.